Scaffolding and second language learning in the zone of proximal development. These two concepts of scaffolding and zone of proximal development together explain within a sociocultural theoretical perspective of how the learning takes place. Now, if we look at non-Vygotskian or non-sociocultural perspectives, they also offer us evidence of sharing and transfer of second language knowledge between the speakers. There is evidence of how the learners learn when they are interacting with more proficient learners. How do they pick up their utterances when negative evidence comes to them? We have all discussed this in detail. We have also talked about input and interaction perspective, which interprets this type of thing as negotiation of meaning. Remember when we said that when non-native speakers speak to the second language learners, at times they use what is called foreign talk or simplify the way they are talking to them. This leads to a greater understanding. We said this at time also led to negotiation or constant checks and rechecks of the meaning of each other, and how the more proficient learners actually do conversational repair by using recast, by saying what somebody has said incorrectly in the right form, and how individuals at times might pick up that repair or might not pick up that repair. In any case, we said this kind of negotiation somehow maximizes or increases the relevance of the language input that comes to the learner. However, these theories do not place a lot of emphasis on the agency of the learner and do not talk about the pivotal role played by scaffolding. Now, sociocultural theory actually interprets it as microgenesis of how the human beings go on learning throughout their lifespan, based on the principle that all learning is definitely social in nature, and learning cannot possibly happen if it is not in a social context. You might be thinking about what about the reading of a book? What about when you are listening to something quietly in your room? Well, that also is a social activity. You are reading a book written by somebody. You are listening to music or art done by something. So that also makes it a social activity. So how you define social can also take several forms. But we are saying that definitely the human beings mediate with their social world with the help of certain signs and symbols, and with the help of these, they appropriate their knowledge. They constantly readjust their knowledge. However, in this readjusting of their knowledge or the learning of the new knowledge, may it be language or something else, scaffolding is extremely important. And scaffolding is, as we discussed before, is how the help of a more proficient learner is offered to the novice learner or to the new learner. However, this help has to come within a specific zone or within a specific space, which it calls the zone of proximal development. And if this scaffolded dialogue, if this interaction does not happen within the zone of proximal development, then the learning of a language or any other learning will not be successful. So in this way, sociocultural theory differs from other theories that talk about second language acquisition.